fire at?
Something just entered the upper atmosphere.
Hey everyone, Thornton here, and I hope you are all enjoying the Halo Infinite multiplayer when it launched on Monday. It's been an absolute blast to play, and I haven't had this much fun since around Halo 3, a little bit of Halo 4. But today we're going to be talking about the Halo Infinite campaign, which is set to launch on December 8th. And along with that, there have been leaks that go over what is actually going to be happening in the story, and the big question is it going to be better than Halo 5? Because that was a huge letdown, at least for me personally, and I know for a lot of other players. So we're going to deep dive into what's going on in the campaign, what's been leaked about it. I do need to be very clear here. If you do not like leaks, if you do not want anything spoiled, stop watching. That's been your spoiler warning. Now let's dive into what we know for the upcoming campaign. Some quick key things to know about the campaign is, like I said, it will be launching on December 8th. It won't be free like the multiplayer, however. This will be a full AAA title cost for a game, and there will not be split screen or campaign co-op to begin with when the game first launches. It's something they'll add later down the line, but it isn't ready at launch date to be able to play co-op, which I just find very disappointing and kind of misses the point of Halo. So not too long ago, the entire Halo Infinite script was actually leaked online, and then the Halo Infinite original soundtrack list also got leaked, which confirmed what was in those files. And then we got further proof that the script was correct when people actually managed to get a hold of gameplay early and leak it on YouTube. Those videos have since been deleted by Microsoft Corporation, but we can still go over the script, and let's start with part 1. Dig site, and at that section you will be playing as Master Chief. You will be finding your way to the top of a tower. You will go ahead and fight a vicious warden there, and then you will locate the distress signal of Spartan Griffin, who is nearing death. In his final moments, he's going to reveal that the Banished have been digging into the ring in search of the Conservatory, a Forerunner facility north of the tower. So of course, as Master Chief, we're going to go check that out, and we do. And when we get there, we see that the Banished are using a colossal mining laser to cut their way into the Conservatory. We're going to go ahead and fight through all the Banished and get in, and then on the trail of Harbinger, Chief and the weapon will exit the Conservatory into a Forerunner construct called the Spire. There they are going to meet one of those sub-monitors, think 343 Guilty Spark, which is called a Junson's Resolution, which will guide them through the ancient structure and reveal its purpose, the reconstruction of Zeta Halo. Master Chief is going to order Cortana to halt the reformation, engaging the monitor and inciting a battle with the sub-monitor. Once you win that fight, Master Chief and the weapon will then initiate a shutdown of the Spire, which will then show a network of them all around the Halo, and then the two of you will go around taking them down. Now the second part is where it starts to get interesting, and we get some new gameplay elements we haven't seen in Halo before. We are brought down on the way to the second Spire by anti-aircraft guns, and Chief sets out on foot to disable those guns, but then is confronted via hologram, and it is revealed that there are warriors out there that were sent to kill Master Chief, known as Spartan Killers. Unfortunately for them, they don't know about Master Chief's special luck ability, so he ends up bringing down the AA guns, defeats the Spartan Killers Hyperius and Tavares, and then retrieves the pilot that we've seen so much more in gameplay and campaign footage. Eventually, we make our way down to the second Spire, ready to bring the reformation to a halt, and inside we learn that the Banished have been working to gain access to a secretive location called the Silent Auditorium, which just makes me giddy for Halo 1 because I am all about the silent cartographer, and I just see that callback there. Well, Master Chief is going to do Master Chief things and shut down the second Spire, and then get extracted by the pilot. However, the Pelican ends up getting hijacked by one of those Spartan Killers and taken away, and then Cortana, or at least the new one, quickly opens a portal, and Master Chief and them both jump through it. They arrive at a Forerunner location called the Repository, and they learn that the pilot has been taken to the House of Reckoning. Keep in mind, this is all script stuff, so if you don't have context onto what the House of Reckoning is, don't worry, we don't either. This is just an explanation of what the script is explaining. This brings us to part 3, the Reckoning, and Asharon, the leader of the Banished, kidnapped the pilot, so of course Master Chief, once again doing Master Chief things, is going to push into deep Banished territory and rescue that pilot. Eventually, Master Chief and the new weapon / Cortana make it all the way to the House of Reckoning and confront Eshram, and then they do a little bit of a fight, a little bit of a punchy, and then Master Chief and the weapon are like, we out of here with the pilot. What ends up happening at that point is they discover fragments and memories of Cortana, revealing the truth behind the weapon's creation, that she is in fact an exact copy of Cortana, subject to the same weaknesses as her predecessor. Fearing the inevitable fate, the weapon restores her deletion protocols and asks the Chief complete his original mission. Anyways, the warden ends up dying and the pilot is finally freed, and then Chief and Cortana decide to head for that silent auditorium, which brings us to part 4, finish the fight. So Chief Chief and the new Cortana reach the Silent Auditorium, which was once the seat of the original Cortana's power, which had now been claimed and controlled by the Harbinger. The enemy reveals that the Auditorium was where the Forerunners passed judgment upon her species, so think of like a courtroom kind of deal. Anyways, when we get there, of course the big bad has to tell us her evil plot, and the Harbinger sought to utilize her uneasy alliance with the Banished to free her people. A plan that nearly worked before Master Chief was like, aw hell nah. After Harbinger is defeated, she says that her people have been found and that the Endless will at long last be unleashed. The reformation is averted. Then Chief and the new Cortana escape through a portal to an unknown destination. Sound familiar? That's basically Halo 5. I'm a little let down by the end of the story. The rest of it sounds like really cool build up and world building, but why do they keep doing this thing where they leave the end on such a cliffhanger? You can end the game in a tight, neat bow. Look at Halo 1, for instance, or Halo 3, and then still have a sequel come later. I don't really like this whole, we're gonna go through a portal, we don't know what's on the other side, game's over. I just never been a fan of that. Let me know down in the comments below, does this kind of story intrigue you? Are you excited to play the campaign of Halo? Or for you, is this kind of a letdown from what you were expecting in the next continuation of the Halo saga? And until next time, everyone, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.